what is this, round 12?
This is round 12.
Round 12, viewer
It's getting
reacts.
weird.
Yeah, and we could just keep going.
Yes.
We could set up shop and just do this all day at this point. Well,
Legit.
we couldn't, but...
Well, I mean, pretty close, though. There's a lot.
There's a lot.
There's a lot more than I thought there'd be.
It's staggering.
So, today has a theme, because there just happens to be a theme across all of these photos.
Really?
And yeah, so these are all skull-related photos.
So this one does really use the shape of the knee very well.
I love this.
Yeah, I tried to put something circular around my knee once and it got warped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a good call. This definitely was like designed with the knee in mind, right?
I wish this was on my knee.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, like because I have my skull leg, right? So I wish I had done this.
Is it still just a skull leg?
No, there's some roses.
Yeah, it's becoming more than a skull leg.
It's like a notepad at this point, really.
Yeah, well, you had the best of intentions.
I really did, you know?
Yeah,
Went into it pure of heart.
I like the smooth shading in the nose.
Oh, yeah.
The lead up to the heavy black is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And, yeah, the teeth are really cool. I like the chipping in them. I think that I would fill this dead space in with black.
I hope that's what's
coming. You know what I mean? Like a really dark gray shade to black like they did in the nose.
Yeah.
Just because I don't like that empty skin.
Me neither.
Obviously, I'm a full coverage guy.
Wait, you? Unreal.
So that's going to bug me personally.
Yeah.
I do think that they could flesh this out a bit more and build the rest of the skull. I know I could see they have something else up there, but I feel like you could still add the eyes in.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And make those nice and black too. Similar to how they did the nose. Because the person who did this tattoo has no problem showing depth.
No, definitely not.
So
it's super cool.
I would like to see more of that in the mouth and the eyes. Would be my.
That would be my question. What's the plan?
Yeah.
Because it's fine. I just am not a big fan of a ton of skin, and like the top of the knee is like a pretty bold area to
for sure
to leave blank, right?
But there is something up there, so I don't know how big that is or what's going on with that. But
even if you didn't want to do that and you wanted to do something in there, like maybe there's a big eyeball being held by those teeth or something like that, or like some sort of pattern to go within there, that'd be fine too. But I mean, black that shit out. That's what I
for
would do.
sure. That definitely you need to black that out.
Oh yeah.
It would just pop out the contrast so much more. It would punch out the whole skull way more to have solid black in there.
100%.
So yeah,
But,
that would be my recommendation.
I'm envious. I want this. This is super cool. I wish I had another knee to do this on.
Yeah.
All right. Next up.
So this is another pretty cool one. I don't. And this is gonna sound crazy. I think it's too black.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think it's just needed a few more touches of negative space. And especially when you do something this dark, whatever is in the negative really gets to pop.
Yep.
So a lot of the things that were left here get to stand out really strong, but maybe the eyes could have been bigger.
Yep. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe some negative space in the bottoms of the horns somehow. But I like the idea they were going for here. I think this could have been done a bit better. It's a little janky. I don't know if that was on purpose, but...
yeah, I mean, it's got a vibe, you know?
It's got a vibe. Just some of the lines aren't real straight. But I love the idea. I would never knock this tattoo as an idea.
No, of course not.
Just some of the execution is a little bit off for me.
I like the little candle element.
Like
you could have made a little bit more of a delineation between the moon and the candle, but I like even just that little subtle thing that they did to make that flame. I like that.
My thing is they dotted in all this stuff around the skull area and the horns, but like that's going to bug me because, again, I'm going to want to add a background in there at some point, and now I already have something happening behind that.
Yep.
So you could have built some kind of background in there, but now you have those dots to work around, and they're just... Like, this is probably complete. For this person, I could see someone getting this tattoo and having no need to get any more on their chest.
Yep.
But, like, if I'm doing this as an eventual bodysuit, those dots are now problematic to any design I want to put in there.
I just also think of spaces as, like, the whole space. So, like, for me, that's, like, basically half of a chest panel.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so I would think at least that chest panel is going to be filled.
Yeah. I would have gone bigger.
but I just like I don't know. There's a lot of people that seem to resonate with these like standalone kind of things. Just for me, I like to see I like to try and respect the body as much as possible. So it's like to take on a chest. It's like, okay, you do the whole chest. You know what I mean?
Even when I was very young into my tattoo journey, it was always like, if I eventually want to be fully covered, and it was a big if, I need to have things that allow me to keep going.
Yeah.
Right? Like there needs to be ways that I
Tent poles kind of thing.
Yeah, like how could I keep going? There had to always be an option for me. I didn't like finalizing things. Like once I put this here, that's it.
Well, you still don't.
Oh, no.
You still
I know.
don't like
I still
finalizing
don't.
things.
I still am like, no, I could change that.
Yeah.
We're going to change these spider eyes now. I don't know if Rick told you that.
No.
Now we're going to change the spider eyes again.
Oh, okay.
We're going to put silver in them.
Okay.
Just because
Sure.
we've learned that silver works.
Silver
So
does work.
it's
Weirdly
like,
well.
why not keep going?
Yeah.
Right? It's the never-ending project. This feels really final to me. I don't know how you add to this. What would you add to this? That's a good question.
I mean, so I would probably do some sort of like blackwork style background, and I would probably do it in like an opaque gray,
Oh, yeah?
like just to delineate between the heavy black and even then you can kind of keep your paint splattered thing, but kind of like in the way that guy showed his torso and his back piece that kind of went all the way around in that kind of blackwork style. You could do stuff like that to try and swoop over and around and try and shape the body, like shape with the body and the chest there. That's what I would look at.
Yeah, it definitely couldn't be black because then you'd lose the horns.
You lose everything then.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would do something relatively subtle but aggressive. Mm-hmm. That's where I would go. Even you could even do it in like light wash grays with dot work that you could get away with pretty quickly. And then all of a sudden you've got something that's going to fill up that whole chest. And then you can have an excuse to tattoo the nipples.
Fair enough. Yeah, I
Right.
would definitely recommend that. But this guy has one nipple pierced, not the other. That's a strange one to me. I've
Really?
had my nipples pierced twice.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll probably do it again once. I just want to hit them one more time eventually.
Just one more.
It'll be the
One
seventh
more
time.
blackout. Oh, gross.
So eventually, whenever Rick and I get around to that,
Yeah.
we'll do it again. It only takes like a minute. So I think they could just be a little darker still.
Oh,
They're
fair
pretty dark. But
Have you guys thought of trying to line them? Like dot them?
I've never had them dotted, but I've had a line done over them before.
How did that hold?
Not great.
Yeah.
Nothing
Well,
holds great
who did
on it hurt.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Real
But-
sharp.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'll probably get them pierced again. Once I'm done the last blackout, I think I'll be done with it. But yeah, I would have just done both of them. But anyway, I don't want to talk about this guy's nipples
Yeah,
all
that's
day.
fair. I mean, I do, but all right, that's fine. Okay, next up.
Yeah, this is problematic for me. Like, it's not a bad tattoo, and I like the idea, and I like how they faded it out.
Yep.
And I think this is fresh because
Yeah,
it's
it looks
red,
really
right?
fresh, yeah.
So it'll look cooler once it heals. Anything that's ever done like black and gray shading always looks worse day one, in my opinion.
See, that most people like it most day one.
I don't agree.
Yeah,
I don't
know.
like that redness.
Yeah, I know.
It gives it like a "did you use red ink" kind of flavor
Yeah.
to it. Because I like it when it's smoothed and it's got that contrast.
For me, the thing is, like, if it looks right when it's red, I generally don't like it as much when it's healed. When it looks kind of like too dark in places when it's fresh, I usually like it better when it's healed. I find that like the contrasts hold better when they're I don't know, when it doesn't present as well on day one.
Probably due to the fact that if the shading is too light, then it's probably not there.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's like you're doing the composition for that like photo day one,
Yeah.
but like really you're trying to make it so that it's a year 3, 5, 10.
Yeah.
That's when it's looking
Because
good,
if it's done too dark, well, that's how we did with my head. We did it darker than we wanted it to end up.
Yeah.
The last time we did it, just because we did it really soft the first time, and then we lost quite a bit of detail and stuff.
Yeah.
So we went in a year and a half later and darkened it way more than we even wanted it to look. And then when I shaved my head again, it's like, oh, right on mark.
Yep.
It's exactly what we wanted, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, to get back to this tattoo, I think the problem for this is I'm going to have a really hard time going up higher or down lower.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I just don't know how I connect this to anything else.
I could go down lower. That's no problem.
Yeah, you could build like a whole...
Back piece.
Yeah, it's just...
Black and gray kind of lets you cheat like that, right?
It's ending in a weird place for me, I guess.
That's reasonable.
Like, I want to see the rest of this head. I want to see what's going on underneath. Like, I want more. because like this bit that's been done, I do like. Although I would say make the eyes darker, like bring the black down a little farther, have that transition a little harder.
Yep.
Because right now I think it's a bit milky.
I'd do it in the nose too.
Yeah, I could see that.
And again, like even though it's there tonally right now, but it's going to be lighter when it's healed, right? So it's like I would aim darker personally.
Well, when we did my chest piece, and it's one of the days when it's not showing, ironically.
Yeah.
But the skulls, the first time we did them, like over a decade ago, they were a lot lighter, and I had Rick darken them all last year, I think, or it was the year before. And I think it looks way better now, just because we went in. We weren't afraid to use the harder black now, obviously. And I just think that having that hard black in the eyes really deepens the look of the tattoo.
Oh, 100%.
Gives it more depth for sure.
Yep.
And this is when it heals, it's going to be quite light in places, especially in the centers of the eye. It's not solid, so you can see that that's going to come out a bit lighter.
Which part of me appreciates that, because some guys will just black out the whole eye.
Yeah,
but that's not how an eye socket works.
Yeah,
right? Like there's shade.
There should be some shape.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, unless you're really dark. Yeah. Let's go on to the next one. This is kind of like part skull.
Yeah, this one's kind of cool. I mean, I do like some of the things they've done here. I like the inspiration more than how it came out, though. I think the hair is too crispy for me. It's a little too lined. Like it should have been more free flowing.
Yep.
Some of the flower, like the lines in the flowers are a little too crispy for me again too.
Yeah, it's that mixture of like black and gray, and then you add in a liner every once in a while.
Yeah.
And then that liner is just too harsh.
It
like
feels
it's too
abrasive.
bold. Yes.
Like I just feel off put by all the hard lines in this soft shaded face, right? Because the soft shading in the face isn't bad.
Yeah.
But then you have all these hard lines around it. It's kind of like it's a jarring mix of technique here, and it just feels like the person wasn't really confident about how they wanted to approach this. Like not the person getting it, the tattooer was struggling a bit to figure out how they wanted to do this. That's what it says to me anyway, because there's a mix of soft shading and really hard lines, even in the fan.
Yep.
Like it's just. It takes me out of this ethereal kind of see-through fan when all these jagged edges are everywhere.
Yeah, and it's almost like you would have, if you wanted to go mix of style and do like a traditional fan and a traditional flower, you would have had to have gone harder at it and made it like really old school traddy, so it can contrast with the softer face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this looks fresh. Obviously, it's just being wiped now in this picture.
Yep.
So I would love to see this healed, because I think a lot of the shading in the face is going to almost vanish.
Yeah, it'll be real soft.
Like it's going to be really soft, and then I think my problems only get worse from there.
More than likely, because then you'll see that hard contrast between the two, right?
The lines are going to stand even more. Yeah, just the hair really hurts it for me more than anything.
Yep, I would agree.
Great idea.
Yeah, I like the idea quite a lot. This is my only big issue.
Oh yeah.
Whenever a skull is done realistically, I hate seeing line work in the teeth. Like teeth are shapes, like they're their own shapes. They have curves to them, and then they have this like dark small gaps where you would think they would be. But then a lot of people get lost in the idea of trying to make the shapes of teeth, and then they just line them out.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, well, that's not how a tooth is.
Yeah, they look like little crumbles of chips.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's too crispy,
and it's just one of those things that's like an experience thing. You have to get used to doing teeth, because it's such a small shape, and your brain thinks that it's wanting it to look a certain way.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden you just grab a liner and you like make the shape of a tooth, and it's like, well, that's not how it works. It's real soft shades to make the actual shape of a tooth.
Yeah,
and then they talk to each other that way. But that's like kind of like with doing hands, right? Where it's just like you see these dark wrinkles and stuff, and it's like, oh, I'll just hit some dark in there. And it's like, well, no, that's not how it works. It's like there's got to be some interplay. Yeah, there's got to be a shape to it.
Yeah, I don't know. And I think another part of the problem here for me is the chin almost looks like it's a man's chin. Like it's like a
little too masculine. Yeah,
it looks masculine. You have this sudden transformation. It's almost like this woman is becoming masculine as she dies or something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just too square down there. Doesn't round out the way it does up top. And then I got a comment on the photo. Like, we got to get a better picture of this photo. Like, this tattoo.
Yeah.
Because, like, everything else that's going on in the room is, again, more interesting than the tattoo itself. Even though there was a lot to say about the tattoo, I'm, like, wondering what's going on in this room. So we got a calendar.
That's one thing that I don't understand about, like, you know, tattooers they work in a visual medium so much. And yet taking a photo of something is like the hardest thing.
Well, I was just telling a buddy the other day about Remy Reacts. I was like, the strangest thing is so many people don't know what a photo is.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, they don't know what a photo is.
Yeah.
You'll
What's
get
a photo?
The tattoo is here, and this is the whole photo.
Yeah.
Right? You got, like, this much room and, like, this little tattoo.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just want I want the tattoo. That's
Half the
it.
time when I'm critiquing people's photos, like from the shop, and then like they're showing me, hey, what do you think of this? And I'll go like, do you see where the tattoo is? That's what I want you to see. Like, where is the tattoo, and what the hell else is going on in the photo, man?
Yeah, really.
It's wild.
Anyway.
Yep. And last but not least, yeah, exactly. Last but not least,
a whole bunch of stuff.
A whole bunch of stuff.
And I love all of it.
I know. I knew you would.
Yeah, this is a collector's, like, work of art. Like, it's this is my body of work for the last 20 years.
Yep.
Right. The pot leaf, the crazy skull. There's so many crazy skulls.
I know. Made me
right?
happy.
I think that these guys down here are making a great addition. I hope he gets them all colored in like he does up top.
Yep.
Do you have a personal favorite? Because I do.
I mean, if I'm seeing it correctly, and this guy's a Mohawk guy, then yes, that's my favorite.
I think whatever the hell this wolf creature over here, or wing of a bat or something, that's got to be my
Top
favorite.
left.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's a lot of the great, like, old tattoo cliches going on here.
Yep.
Like, here's a pot leaf. We got some nautical stars. We got praying hands.
Did you notice that the pot leaf's a blast over?
Yeah, I don't know what that is
What's
behind it.
underneath
A Christmas tree, maybe?
That's like, it looks like it's been lasered like 9 times.
I feel like this guy who set this must have been watching us react to someone's like
apprentice leg?
Apprentice leg, yeah. And went, I can top that.
Yeah, I got this.
I got this.
I got this in spades.
I got everything you want.
Yeah, 100%.
My thing is, you ought to get one of these skull guys over your nipples now.
Yes.
Like, it's basically the only thing on his torso that he hasn't remotely covered.
Or this is a graveyard. Those are going to be trees, and he's going to black out
I could see it.
night sky.
I could see it.
And he has to black out his nipples.
Well, whoever did this bottom part looks like they're at a higher skill level than the top part. So, it's not great, but it's a step up. You know what I mean?
They're in there, man.
Yeah, they're really bold.
Mm-hmm.
Now we'll have to see. I would love to see this healed because I want to see how that stays. It looks like there's some blast overs going on in here too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of that. And I think like what it was probably from the looks of it, it's like someone's taking over from somebody else. Like this was laid out by somebody, and that's what all this like kind of disintegrated line work is. And then you've got someone going over and rebolding it.
The caption of the day is disintegrated line work.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's disintegrating.
This is easily my favorite piece of the day.
I figured it might be.
By far, just because there's so much personality here.
Yeah.
Like you can't set out to come up with this. Like you can't be like planning this out 20 years in advance. This has to happen over a period of time naturally to get at a collection like this. And so even though these tattoos aren't executed well mostly, they have a great charm to them.
Oh yeah.
Right? You can't just go to a shop and go, I want this.
Yeah.
It can't happen. Because if you try to bring this in here to one of the artists here, they're going to try and make it look too good.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
It's not
we'd be like, okay, but what if we
no
did?
one wants to put their name on it, but at the same time, it has its own look.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right? It has a vibe.
Yeah, it is a vibe. Really.
Yeah, it is a vibe.
Sick. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, well, keep these things coming, man.
Yes, please.
We
more
love
of this stuff, especially more like this.
100%.
There's just so much to say.
Especially any apprentice out there, man. Show us your early work. Let's send in your apprentice legs or arms or any of that stuff.
I don't want to keep going to the same guy all the time.
No, I know.
He's a gift bag that keeps giving.
I know, and I know that people have it out there. I know they don't want to show it. Even if you want to like balance it out, send us like your newest stuff. So it's like, oh, we know you're badass, and then just show us your apprentice leg.
Yeah, exactly.